Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another exciting edition of the Blues Jews. No, it's us, ladies and gentlemen. It's us. It's Rabbi Rabs and Levi Ford, and we're bringing to you live from the House of Rabs this week's edition of Torah Talks. I'm your host, Rabbi Rabs, and to my right is the one and only, the very holy Levi ben Abraham, a.k.a. Luke Ford. Say hello.
G'day.
All right, so you're asking, hey, what's with the pretentious shades? You guys trying to look like a couple of douchebags? We have enough of them in America. And the answer is because we're the Blues Jews.
Blues Jews.
The Blues Jews. And who penned that is our good buddy, James the Idol Smasher.
Oh, yeah, he's great.
Mad Jack Taylor. What did he say about us? He said, and he made a recording, he made a video this week.
I saw that.
Did you watch the video?
Yeah.
And in the video, he was in response to one of my own videos that I produced on Ustream, on my own show last week. So he posted his own YouTube channel, response to it, and in it, he said that we're the Laurel and Hardy. He said the Rabs and Levi Ford are the Laurel and Hardy of Judaism, and that we're the Blues Jews, because we're just so cool when we wear our shades. So a big shout out to James. And with that, we'll start the show. Now, Levi's got some big news, Levi. I've heard that you've graduated.
Yes, I'm no longer just an anonymous girl from Stern.
Anonymous girl from Stern. You've got a lot to learn.
And I'll teach you if you want.
But tonight we'll drink
to the night.
To the night of fame or something.
But don't put this in the YU Beacon.
Tomorrow we'll walk the walk of shame.
All right. I remember I used to have that trouble because, like, the ladies would come over, we'd get really rowdy, and I didn't have a bed, so we'd be getting rowdy on what's essentially carpet over concrete. Mm-hmm. So the next day they'd wake up pretty black and blue and pretty sore, and they'd go hobbling out of the hovel. And have to do the total walk of shame.
Walk of shame. If you guys don't know what we're talking about, the
walk of shame is what happens when you have sex and you stay at someone's house overnight, and then you're a woman and you get up and you don't put yourself together, and if you don't look very good without makeup and you go stumbling out there, it's the walk of shame. For a guy, there's no shame because we're just assumed to be dogs.
Right.
But for women who have some women look good in the morning, without any makeup. Not many, but there are some that do look good. I remember my last girlfriend. She looked good at any time, any angle. She looked good, no makeup. She looked good. But a lot of women, they look like a horror show in the morning, particularly if you've been tussling with them all night.
Thank you for opening this up with some real heavy duty Torah. If anybody doesn't know what the hell we're talking about, we'll get into the details in a little bit. We're talking about that's a song that's a parody, that's like a satire of a news story that's going on. And we'll get to the details of that in a few moments of what that's all about. But it's one of the best satires that was produced, a Jewish satire making fun of, Frummies and that,
So we got sex coming up, folks.
Sex
We're going to talk about sex coming up.
But I gotta say something. The best, bar none, song that was ever recorded about frummies and sex and all this was making fun of Beis Yaakov girls, right? And it's a song called Faggy. Look for it, Faggy, by a band called Gin and Tonic. Faggy is the absolute best song that's ever been recorded about this, and I'll post it if I have permission.
I had a Beis Yaakov girl, a graduate, at Beis Yaakov, call me up, and she calls up and she says, "Hi, I like your blog." I said, "Oh, thank you." And then she said, "Okay, that's it." I said, wait a second here. So, what do you like about it? And she said, "Oh, I like to get all the Jewish news." And I said, "Oh, would you like to have a cup of coffee?" And she said, "Sure." And I said, "Oh, would you like to meet at Starbucks?" And she said, "Well, how about someplace more private?" I said, "Well, you come to my place." And we got to talk about Beis Yaakov and all the things she'd learned there. And she thought my life was pretty interesting as well. And those were the days.
Very good, Levy. I have no idea, again, what that has to do with anything. Anyways, we started the show a little bit early tonight at 6 o'clock because we're going to explain why. Levy's got a lot of things going on in his life. He's really busy and everything. So, pardon me. So, ooh, that was disgusting. A little bit of that Mexico kosher coming up. So,
I'm glad I didn't kiss you with tongue.
oh, God. So we started at 6. We're, instead of 7, starting an hour early today, we're also going to have a little bit of a shorter show because Lady's got a big date tonight. Lady's got a special date with an anonymous girl from Stern.
So Justin set me up with one of his Israeli.
Okay, wait a second.
Friends. She's hot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I was
did you make
talking
contact?
to her on Facebook? Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Did you
talking about what we both want out of life?
Really?
You know, for me, it's like Torah and mitzvahs.
Yes.
And some other things.
Okay. All right.
Then she had her own wants and needs.
Really? Are you guys going?
I'm a man of discretion. So
are you going to meet her?
And next time we go to Israel.
Oh, she's living in Eretz Israel.
So I told her, well, Rabbi Rav says the place for a Jew is America.
Yeah. and she's allowed to leave it for a shidduch. That's one of the 3 reasons that she's allowed. Okay, so we already have some people in the chat room, so let's give them a real quick shout out. Thanks for joining people already. I know it's inconvenient because it's an earlier time and people aren't used to it. So big Bleb, the Champ 36. Hey, Brett, how's it going? Great fan of us. Jay Kleidman, hey, good to see you, buddy. Matiyahu Ben Abraham, a.k.a. Justin. Hey, how's it going, pal? And the boy wonder, Henry, how's it going? You got there. You found the announcement that we're coming early tonight. Because last week, Henry got confused when I moved my show up to 5. Okay, so it's the best time. He likes this. Is there anything about here going on?
Nope. So, I had my big graduation day.
Oh, that's what I wanted to get to.
So big graduation day, 3 years of training at the Alexander Training Institute of Los Angeles, learning to become a teacher of the Alexander Technique. And so I was kind of afraid that I'd flame out with just 2 days to go before my graduation. I thought, oh no, I'll probably blog something and get myself in trouble and not get my certificate. And my teachers will get ticked at me and everyone will feel let down and angry, and I'll make the whole graduation ceremony really awkward, and I'll cause so much trouble and send these little waves of unrest through the Alexander world, which is normally so serene and calm because there's so much inhibition going on. I was always afraid that I'd blog something that would just totally mess up my whole life, my Alexander teaching career, threaten my membership in the American Society of Alexander Teachers, prevent me from getting certified, getting that big fancy certificate saying that I'm a certified and certifiable Alexander Technique teacher. But the day went off big graduation ceremony. All my teachers talked about our 3 years working together and what they'd learned from me. So one teacher said she'd learned clarity, and another teacher said she'd learned inhibition because I was always making jokes, and so she had to inhibit, I think, a desire to strangle me. And another teacher talked about how I was always challenging her. And one teacher, he made me get up. He poured a cup of water, and he had me walk to the bathroom, pour it out, came back, and he poured that same water in 3 different times. And it turned out that this was special water flown in from Tasmania that F.M. Alexander, the founder of the Alexander Technique, used to skinny dip in this water. And so I was holding the sacred water of the Alexander Technique and carrying it. And also my teacher, Michael Frederick, he gave me the secret mantra that activates primary control so that your neck frees up and your head releases forward and up. And so finally at the big graduation ceremony, he gave me the secret mantra and the water that F.M. Alexander had skinny dipped in. So it was a tremendous honor. It was real covered. And I had my day in the sun, and it was really cool to hear all my teachers talk about me. And
because I know you're very full of yourself with your ego.
I really like attention. Probably many people haven't noticed that about me.
No,
but,
not you.
Yeah, I asked this one girl who I've been working with, and I said, well, what gave that away? And she said, well, when you were leading a discussion and you managed to trigger the director, and you were just I've never seen you so happy as when you triggered the director. And I have to admit that I think I enjoy provoking people. I think I get a charge out of winding people up and setting them off and making them really furious. I kind of like it when people start clashing and fighting, and because like most things that people fight over, I just find amusing. I don't like really take a side. I just like to stir things up and wind people up and get them going and get them like, ah!